Welcome to Financial Futures. In today's video, we're diving deep into an issue that's crucial for millions of Americans: the potential $200 monthly raise for Social Security beneficiaries and what it might take to get it passed. This proposal has been generating a lot of discussion and hope for several years, and with inflation continually eroding purchasing power, this $200 increase would be a huge relief. I'll explain the current status of this proposal, what an executive order could or couldn't do for Social Security, and what we can expect next. Let's get started. Now, if you're like most Social Security beneficiaries or advocates, you know that monthly checks just aren't going as far as they used to. Inflation has driven up prices on nearly everything, from groceries to housing, utilities, and healthcare. And while Social Security's annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, has tried to keep up like we saw with the 8.7% adjustment in 2023, the highest since 1981, it's still not meeting the reality of rising costs. This $200 monthly raise has become more critical than ever for millions of retirees and those with disabilities who rely on Social Security for most, if not all, of their income. But here's the thing: this proposed increase has been in the works for years now. Lawmakers have had this issue on the table, but it still hasn't been passed. So, what's the holdup? Let's start by looking at where this proposal even came from. About a year and a half ago, Senator Bernie Sanders and some of his colleagues introduced a bill called the Social Security Expansion Act. Among other things, this bill proposes a $200 monthly raise for Social Security beneficiaries. Since then, the bill has garnered some attention, especially given the economic pressures that beneficiaries face. But it hasn't made it through Congress, and until it does, this proposed increase is essentially stuck in limbo. Now, many people are wondering why the president doesn't just sign an executive order to make this increase happen right now. Let's break down what's possible with an executive order and why Social Security reform doesn't work that way. In simple terms, executive orders are tools that presidents can use to create certain policies, but they are limited in scope. For most changes to Social Security, such as adjusting benefit amounts, changing eligibility criteria, or making structural adjustments, an executive order is not enough. Social Security is governed by federal law, and Congress holds the power to make any meaningful changes to it. Any reform to Social Security requires legislation that's passed by both the House of Representatives and the Senate, then signed by the President. This is to ensure stability and avoid frequent shifts with each administration. To give you an idea, think about the many executive orders we've seen in recent years on issues like healthcare, immigration, and climate policy. While these orders can direct certain actions within federal agencies, they can't outright change laws or programs that are controlled by Congress, Social Security being one of them. This means that even if the president wanted to enact a $200 raise by executive order, he simply doesn't have the authority to do so. That brings us to the next question: if an executive order can't increase Social Security benefits, what will it take? In most cases, lawmakers in Congress must agree on a bill that will then need to go through a lengthy process. It gets debated, amended, voted on, and only then is it sent to the president's desk for a signature. For the Social Security Expansion Act or any similar proposal, it would need bipartisan support in both chambers, which is no easy task given the current political climate. But here's the critical point: while this process may be slow, it's designed to make Social Security a stable program. Imagine if every administration could adjust Social Security benefits at will. This would create inconsistency and uncertainty, making it hard for beneficiaries to plan their financial future. That's why the power to change Social Security is left to Congress. It's a safeguard that ensures any adjustments, like a $200 increase, go through the proper channels and reflect long-term policy decisions rather than temporary fixes. So, what's the likelihood of seeing this $200 increase happen? As of now, it's still unclear. The Social Security Expansion Act has been stalled, and without widespread support in Congress, it could remain on the shelf. However, with inflation and cost of living issues impacting beneficiaries across the country, pressure is building on lawmakers to take action. If we're going to see this raise, it might come after more advocacy, political momentum, and economic changes that push lawmakers toward real reform. Some viewers have asked, why isn't there more urgency from Congress about Social Security increases, especially given the high inflation? This is a question many are asking, and the answer often comes down to priorities and budget constraints. Social Security reform is a complex, costly undertaking, and it often competes with other budgetary priorities. But with rising inflation continuing to squeeze beneficiaries, there may be more discussions on ways to make the program sustainable while increasing the monthly benefit. If you're enjoying this video and want to stay updated on Social Security, economic changes, and financial advice, please hit that subscribe button and join our Financial Futures community. I post regular updates to keep you informed, especially on these critical issues that directly impact your finances. Now, as we move forward, I'll continue watching Congress closely, especially regarding any updates on Social Security benefits and inflation adjustments. If there are signs of progress, you'll hear it here first, and I'll explain what each step could mean for your future. Whether it's a Social Security increase or other financial assistance for retirees, I'm here to provide clear, actionable information to help you navigate these uncertain times. In summary, while the $200 Social Security raise is much needed, it's caught in a complex legislative process that will take time to resolve. An executive order can't bypass Congress for this kind of reform, so we'll have to wait for lawmakers to push this bill forward. But stay hopeful, changes are still possible, and as economic pressures continue, it's likely that Social Security adjustments will remain on the agenda for Congress. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe to Financial Futures if you haven't already. Your support helps us reach more viewers and keep delivering important updates like these. Share this video with anyone who might benefit from learning more about Social Security changes, and as always, feel free to leave your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.